Still news insight on landslide news. How are we doing this very beautiful, beautiful day? As you can see, I am doing very okay. For reasons best known to me. I don't know about PK or Malam or Kafo, but me and my house, we're doing okay.
You and your house. We're there your house.
Me and my house. No, I'm the only one in this house. God, I don't even understand. And his PK looks like he looks less like he's carrying the stress of the country on his head today. Yesterday he was wearing it. He was wearing.
He's standing on the mandate of the stress of the country.
Well, just give me 10 million, I'll be fine. Just 10. Just.
When we were saying 100 million,
start with 10.
We should start with 10. These are the issues. You're selling yourself cheap. We're talking about mandates. At the 2025 All Judges Conference, after the CJN speech, the campaign song "On Your Mandate," we shall stand. Yeah, that one, associated with President Bola Tinubu, was played in the hall. Now, the song was played in place of the national anthem, according to Atiku Abubakar. This has sparked a lot of debate on social media, mostly outrage. More like outrage than even a debate. Let's take your thoughts, starting from you.
You know, when I listened to, I think we talked about the statement, Asiwaju's statement from that event, you know, where he was talking to the judges that they should understand that the aspirations of people to look up to them and find out that there is a sync between the judgments coming out of the courts and the expectations of people, that they should not think is something abstract, that is a very legitimate thing. You know, he actually called it something, the kind of conscience, you know, of the justice that comes out from there. That when people expect you to do certain things, it is not that they don't know, or you are not a lawyer, or this and that. People actually, you don't need to be a musician to know a very well music that was played well. You understand? Even when you're not a footballer, you still know a great footballer. So he was telling that there is a expectation gap from what people expect them to be doing, from what they are doing. It was more like a moral class. It was a class, and for him now to be there and his own partisan mandate song, how do I call it, national anthem of the nation, was exchanged for his own anthem. So means that all the lecture he was giving out, dishing out to the judges, are contravening his own actual position. To be honest with you, just like Atiku, when I saw that video, I thought the song was superimposed on that video. That's what I thought. I think I mentioned it to you.
Yes.
And you said no, that it was real. I said, what? Everybody knows this song is associated with Asiwaju's campaign and election. Even Wike used to sing it, Jalaba, on your mandate to stand. Jalaba, on your mandate to stand. So how will that kind of song be used to replace a national anthem, particularly immediately after the speech of the CJN? I mean, it's I don't know, it's atrocious, and it's a damage to our nation.
Well, I mean, there are arguments that, you know, it was taken out of context by Atiku, considering that song was long in existence before President Tinubu became the president of the country. Before people sang it for him, they sang it for just their leaders that they trusted. And what if the judges were singing that song to the CJN, you know, and not to Tinubu? Tinubu? Do you think there's any credence to that
they
argument?
Can't stand on the mandate. The CJN doesn't have a mandate. The CJN has a political office that is appointed to. His judgment and everything are not based on personal opinion. They are based on the law and precedents, judgment, and constitution of the CJN. Now, when he was entering, I'm not quite sure. Maybe I didn't see that place where he's supposed to be for the national anthem. Then
that's what Atiku was saying.
But what I saw on the video was that the president was walking in and they started singing the song. And as they were singing the song, almost everybody joined in singing the song. It was the band that was singing the song. I think there was a band, you know, and they were singing the song, you know, not singing the song from the mouth, but people now joined and they were singing the song. It was wrong. Whoever keyed it in, whoever played it at a particular time, it was all judges' conference, not controlled by any member of the executive. It's controlled by members of the judiciary, if they sang that song at that particular point in time, it was very, very wrong. And in any way, in any ramification, it should not be encouraged. That's one. Secondly, I don't think there was any way the president of the country could have told them to stop singing the song at that particular time, because he was just coming in.
I mean, you're coming into the net because the NJI has actually insisted that they didn't sing the song and they didn't necessarily have any control at the time over the band and the song that they decided to play.
I don't think that's an excuse. And then they should.
What happened thereafter?
Exactly. What
happened
thereafter?
Who was queried?
Who was brought the book? Somebody was in charge of the band.
Yes. So, seek for what article really said, let it be said clearly and without hesitation. Replacing the national anthem with Tinubu's own on your mandate in a hall full of judges is reckless, scandalous, disgraceful, and deeply irresponsible. A lot of Nigerians would agree with that. I think Tinubu's statement that day, what Tinubu read that day, agrees with this. He's talking about moral justice. After all, the lawyers or the judges go by the book and their law. But why is it that he expected the aspirations of people to be met by the judges? That's a morality. That's not even on the law. Do you understand? So the teaching he was teaching them that they agrees with what article is saying here. You see, this nation, we will come and go. This nation remains. Asiwaju wasn't the president last 4 years. And he's not going to be the president next 8 years. The maximum he can do is 6 years from now. So when we talk about things like this, we are talking about it because of our nation. You can't claim today that on your mandate to stand, whether it started today, it started before, or it was, everybody knows that it's associated with Asiwaju.
Okay, let me tell you what he should have even done. He should have spoken about it jokingly when he came in and they sang on your mandate we shall stand. Especially, I said the speech he wrote doesn't mean this speech. I asked,
exactly.
we had a show on it. I said, does it mean this speech? If he really meant the speech he wrote and everything he wrote down, talking about the independence of the judiciary, how the people look at the judiciary, how they should not favor one person to the other,
how they are custodian of the constitution, democracy and constitution.
Now
you need to go through that speech. It was really remarkable. Very, very rich. And I was in love with what Tinubu read out that day. And if really his own life, his own politics is in sync with what he read that day, I think the judges should be held responsible for not have taken any action other than defend themselves that they are not in control.
Well, I was going to say, are we going to put that on Tinubu? He didn't ask anybody to play any song. He went there to give his speech. He gave his speech. Whatever anybody did after his speech does not necessarily.
Let me tell you, there was a conference I went to. We always have praise singers everywhere we go. Whether it's church or mosque, everywhere we go. Everywhere. So one particular man was trying to eulogize a particular man of God and said, "He's my Lord, he's my this one, he's my that one." So the same man was watching. He sent somebody up stage and said he should withdraw that statement, that he didn't die for anybody. He's not anybody's Lord. Now, having said that, when the president came in and saw them singing on your mandate, he couldn't have stopped them at the time. At the time he took the mic, he would have gone on a joke and said, this is not a good atmosphere to sing this kind of song, especially knowing that this is the third arm of government. I mean, that's what he should have done.
See what article said there. He said, yet, why preaching morality? Because that was what he did.
Exactly.
You need to go look for the speech. Why preaching morality? His administration allowed, in brackets, or engineered the playing of his own partisan campaign music before the entire judiciary. It's a shocking desecration of protocol, ethics, and national pride. You see, he said, let the records be clear. Nigerian judges swore an oath to defend the constitution, justice, and the rule of law, not to stand on the mandate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu or any other individual. This affront must be condemned by all who believe in constitutional democracy.
While I could agree with some of the things that Atiku said, don't you think he's manipulating the language to leverage on the situation and make it seem like it is a Tinubu problem?
Well, that is there. That's why you must be above mistake to a large extent, or when you make a mistake, come back to
correct it.
Correct it.
Let me tell you, let me be candid. One of the statements NGI put forward, like not being in charge of who he was playing. I also said it, if you remember, during our unofficial discussion, that it's possible as they are standing, the DJ is compromised and put it on. But what do you do thereafter? Immediately after that, there must be a statement. Release that against that.
From the NGI,
standard position
from the president.
From NGI. Okay. Putting against that or whatever, even from Tinubu to who believes.
Well, I mean, in the midst of everything that is going on right now, you really think that responding to, whether or not a song was played during a conference is something that the president should be paying attention to?
Can I tell you the truth? I said it this morning. Brigadier General Musa Uba was killed because of bad politics.
Of course.
Our girls are kidnapped because of bad politics. Bandits are controlling our territory today because of bad politics. You are not going to believe me, but that's because politics, apart from God's power, government is the next custodian of let me tell you, there's something called ultimate coercive force. Lies with the government.
Well,
so everything that the president does in this political space is important. There's nothing he doesn't have time for. He vied for the position.
I agree with you saying it's bad politics, bad political decisions. I mean, the former chief of army staff even made that statement. That was before he became the former chief of army staff.
Good.
He said it was one of the major problems we're having with most of the clashes in communities. There is a political angle to it. There's a way that it has to be fixed before the military can even do so much. But whether or not it's a misunderstanding or a symbolic breach, this has left Nigerians asking questions. Is the justice system as compromised as we think? Is this a sign that there is no hope for the common man on the street? Or was it just an honest mistake? Drop your comments. We would love to take them. Have a very beautiful day and thank you for watching.